Good evening, this is Viewpoint. I'm Zakka Jacob. It's been close to a month since the brutal daylight murder of Sidhu Moose Wala. And now we have clinching proof of the mastermind, Goldie Brar, admitting on camera that he was the one who ordered the hit on Moose Wala. Now, this video has been verified by as many as 3 top police sources in the Punjab police, including the top cop in the anti-gangster squad of the Punjab police. The question is, should Canada now hand over custody of Goldy Brar? This is a man who is not just accused of killing one of the most popular Punjabi pop singers, and also he dabbled in politics in the last few months of his life, but also someone who has admitted on camera that he was the one who was responsible for the murder, the cold-blooded daylight murder of Sidhu Moose Wala. Now, while the world continues to probe into who all are responsible for the shocking daylight murder of popular Punjabi singer Sidhu Moose Wala, News 18 has accessed an explosive video which purportedly belongs to Canadian gangster Goldy Brar. Now, in this video, Brar is heard saying that he was the one who ordered the hit on Sidhu Moose Wala. Remember, he's been underground since the Interpol Red Corner notice against him. The phones of all of his closest associates and friends have been switched off. Someone else is also handling the businesses of Goldie Brar in Canada. But in the meantime, News 18 has come across a video which claims to have confessed to Goldie Brar in the Moose Wala murder case. Let's begin by listening to this video extract.
मेरा नाम सिद्धू मूसे वाले केस के नाल जोड़िया गया। ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਲਈ ਸੀ, ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਾਇਆ ਸੀ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਰੀਗਰੈਟ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕੋਈ ਅਫਸੋਸ ਨਹੀਂ। ਸਮੇਂ ਦੀ ਇਹੀ ਮੰਗ ਸੀ। ਸਿੱਧੂ ਦੋਸ਼ੀ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਭਰਾਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਹੋਣ 'ਚ, ਸਾਡੇ 2 ਭਰਾਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਤਲ ਹੋਣ 'ਚ ਇਹਦਾ ਇੰਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਲੀ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਲੀ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਹੱਥ ਸੀ। ਸ਼ਰੇਆਮ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਇਹਨੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਗਾਣਿਆਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਅਕਸ ਨੂੰ, ਇਹਨੇ ਆਪਦੀ ਗਾਣਿਆਂ ਵਾਲੀ ਇਮੇਜ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ, ਉਹ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਭੁੱਲਣਯੋਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਦੇਣੀ ਬਣਦੀ ਸੀ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜਸਟਿਸ ਤੋਂ, ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੇਟ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੀ, ਉਮੀਦ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਜਾਂ ਜਸਟਿਸ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਦੇਵੇ, ਕੁਛ ਹੋਵੇ, ਪਰ ਨਹੀਂ। ਕਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ, ਗਰੀਬਾਂ ਲਈ ਹੈ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ, ਆਮ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ। ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਸੀਗੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਕੀਤਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਹਥਿਆਰ ਚੱਕੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਆਪਦਾ ਬਦਲਾ ਲੈ ਲਿਆ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜਸਟਿਸ ਦੇਤਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਸਹੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ, ਜੋ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਸੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਤੀ।
Now, what you heard was just one excerpt of this video of Goldie Brar admitting to being the mastermind behind the killing of Sidhu Moose Wala. Let's now take you through the second explosive excerpt from this Goldie Brar video. Listen in.
ਉਹੀ ਲੋਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਉਂਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਗਾਲਾਂ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ, 95% ਲੋਕ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਗਾਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਸੀ। ਤੂੰ ਗੱਦਾਰ ਐ, ਤੂੰ ਐ ਕਰਤਾ, ਤੂੰ ਇਉਂ ਕਰਤਾ, ਤੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਧੋਖਾ ਕੀਤਾ। ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕਾਰਨ ਸੀ ਜਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਗਾਲਾਂ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਉਹਦੇ ਮਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹ ਚੰਗਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਸੱਚਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਇੱਕੋ ਦਮ ਹੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੋਚ ਹੀ ਬਦਲ ਗਈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ। ਕਿੰਨੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇਹ ਹਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ, ਉਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਈਆਂ। ਪਾਵਰਫੁਲ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਕਸੂਰ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ, ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਗਵਾਹ ਹੈ। ਆਮ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਕਸੂਰ ਹੀ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ। ਇਹਨੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਘਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਸੱਥਰ ਵਿਛਾਏ ਆ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰੇ ਸੱਥਰ ਵੇਖਣੇ ਪਏ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਇਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਹਰ ਥਾਂ ਤੇ।
So I want to bring you up to speed with the 5 big things that have been said in this video, the 5 big revelations from Goldie Brar. Number 1, he says he has no remorse whatsoever over Moose Wala's murder. Remember, this is the man who is the mastermind behind the killing. He says, I do not regret one iota. Sidhu was hated because of his campaign of maligning Punjabis and Sikhism in particular. Remember, this is on the aftermath of the 2015 and 16, the Bargadi Sikh case, where the sacrilege case, as it were. Also, he goes on to say that we ensured justice for 2 of our brothers. So the way Goldie Brar looks at it, he was actually getting retributive justice against Sidhu Moose Wala for what happened to Sikhs between 2015 and 2020. Also, Moose Wala celebrated even after Deep Sidhu's death. Remember, Deep Sidhu was at the forefront of the farmers' protests in 2020 and 2021. Deep Sidhu died in a car accident, and he claims, Goldie Brar, that Moose Wala was celebrating even after Deep Sidhu's death. Also, Vicky's killers roamed in Sidhu's bulletproof car. Remember, there was also this audio of Goldie Brar speaking to one of the shooters saying that Sidhu Moose Wala's security has been withdrawn on that particular Saturday and kaam kal hi hona chahiye, which means on Sunday the job needs to be done, and that's exactly what happened. Let me go across first of all to Anand Tiwari, News 18 India colleague who's broken this story. Anand, ये बताइए, ये जो वीडियो जो है गोल्डी ब्रार का, क्या पंजाब पुलिस की तरफ से कोई प्रतिक्रिया आया है, उनकी तरफ से कोई कॉग्निजेंस लिया गया है इस वीडियो का, क्या है उनकी तरफ से कोई रिएक्शन?
जी देखिए, बीते मंगलवार को हमें वर्चुअल नंबर के जरिए सिग्नल ऐप पर ये 36 मिनट का जो वीडियो है ये डिलीवर्ड हमारे पास होता है। उसके बाद हमने सबसे पहले दिल्ली पुलिस के जो सीनियर ऑफिसर्स हैं उनके पास जाके उन्हें ये वीडियो दिखाया। उन्होंने इस वीडियो की आवाज सुनने के बाद ये कंफर्मेशन दी कि ये शख्स गोल्डी बरार ही है। पंजाब पुलिस से भी जो हमारे पंजाब के ब्यूरो के रिपोर्टर्स हैं उन्होंने पंजाब पुलिस के भी कई ऑफिसर्स को ये ऑडियो सुनवाया है और उन्होंने भी ये कहा है कि ये शख्स की आवाज हूबहू गोल्डी बरार से मिलती है, क्योंकि गोल्डी बरार पर पंजाब पुलिस लगातार काम कर रही है और गोल्डी बरार ने जिस तरह से एक्सटॉर्शंस की कई कॉल्स जो हैं वो पंजाब के प्रोमिनेंट लोगों को और कई बिजनेसमैन को दी थी, तो वो आवाज पंजाब पुलिस के पास ऑलरेडी है पहले से। तो एक बात तो ये कंफर्मेशन होने के बाद ही आज इस खबर को हम सुबह से टेलीकास्ट कर रहे हैं नेटवर्क 18 कि ये शख्स जो है ये दावा कर रहा है ये गोल्डी बरार है। लेकिन अब पंजाब पुलिस के लिए सबसे बड़ी चुनौती ये है कि जो शूटर्स हैं वो पंजाब पुलिस के पास हैं और वो लगातार गोल्डी बरार से फोन पर बात कर रहे थे। जो गोल्डी बरार को वो एलियास डॉक्टर बोलते थे। हमने जो दिल्ली पुलिस के स्पेशल कमिश्नर हैं एसजे धालीवाल, उनसे भी सवाल पूछा था कि क्या शूटर्स को आप ये वीडियो या ऑडियो सुनवाएंगे। उन्होंने कहा है कि हम इसकी फोरेंसिक जांच जरूर कराएंगे इसको रिकॉर्ड पर लेके, लेकिन शूटर्स हमारे पास नहीं है इस वक्त। शूटर्स जो हैं वो पंजाब पुलिस की रिमांड पे हैं। तो देखना ये होगा कि क्या पंजाब पुलिस इस वक्त न्यूज 18 के इस वीडियो पे कॉन्ग्रेजेंस लेकर क्या उन शूटर्स को ये आवाज सुनवाती है, क्योंकि शूटर्स बहुत बेहतर तरीके से सिद्धू मूसे वाला के जो केस का मास्टरमाइंड है गोल्डी बरार, उसकी आवाज को जानते हैं। लेकिन अनऑफिशियली पंजाब और दिल्ली पुलिस के सोर्सेज ने कंफर्म किया है कि ये शख्स हूबहू गोल्डी बरार से इसकी आवाज मिलती है, क्योंकि दिल्ली पुलिस के पास भी कई रिकॉर्डिंग जो है वो गोल्डी बरार की हैं, काफी साल पहले की, जो उसने थ्रेट कॉल की है कई लोगों को।
Alright, आनंद तिवारी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। आनंद तिवारी of News 18 India there, joining us with the clippings of this audio and video purportedly belonging to Goldie Brar. It's been confirmed by as many as 3 Punjab police top sources that yes, this is indeed the audio and the video of Goldie Brar. I want to go across to our guest now. Jaiban Singh is the spokesperson of the Punjab BJP. Shashin Kant, former DGP of Punjab. Jangveer Singh is spokesperson of the Shromani Akali Dal. And Ebab Singh Grewal is the spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Ebab Singh Grewal, I'll start with you first, because here you have Goldie Brar sitting in the confines of Canada, openly confessing that he is the one who ordered the hit on Sidhu Moose Wala. What is your government doing about it, Mr. Grewal?
Mr. Jacob, our government is going after the whole network. They might belong to any group, any side of the aisle. We are determined to finish this problem once and for all. As far as gangsters are concerned, what Mr. Goldie Brar is claiming about the religious angle, I'm very sorry to say that even Bishnoi and Brar, all these gangsters try to hide their own animosities in the name of religion. But one important point that has come out from this is that Goldie Brar is alleging that the people who allegedly killed Viddu Kheda were treated with kid gloves by the previous Congress regime, and they were out in bail in months. And this is the angle that we've been pursuing for a very long time, that there has to be a political angle to this. There has to be political patronage to these people for them to be able to move around so freely. Mr. Sandeep Kalo, the nephew of Mr. Nirmal Singh Kalo, ex-Akali minister, has also been arrested in this case for providing weapons to these gangsters. So what we are doing is we are going after this political gangster network, which has now become so extensive that one, it's spread over the whole country, and second, it is working in tandem with anti-national elements as well.
Okay.
So the Punjab
Let me
police
get
have been able to do
Jangveer
that.
Singh of the Shiromani Akali Dal to respond to this. Jangveer Singh, you've seen one of the nephews of a leader of the Akali Dal being arrested for this. Basically, what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying that this whole system between drug peddlers, gangsters, and politicians was thriving in Punjab, and now what they are doing, the Aam Aadmi Party government, is to make a clean break from the past, and therefore they are saying, give us 3 to 6 months and we will clean up the whole system. Jangveer Singh.
Well, has anyone stopped them till now? This is, the classic Aam Aadmi way of, going in for blame games, telling this happened in the past and now we are very idealistic and we'll set everything right. First of all, Mr. Abag Grewal needs to tell us who withdrew the security cover. Was it on the directions of the Chief Minister? Because Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann, he publicized his fact with his own photograph, proclaiming that the security cover has been removed of Sidhu Moose Wala. And this was, publicized on social media as a big achievement. So will Mr. Abab Grewal, clarify or tell us who has anyone been held to account for this? Has anyone been punished till now? Has any case been registered in this fact? Also, it's very good to talk about going after gangsters, etc. You haven't been able to even arrest one shooter. All the shooters have been arrested by Delhi police. Even the earlier tape which has come out of Goldie Brar, directing his henchmen here to target Sidhu Moose Wala the day his security cover was withdrawn by the Aam Aadmi Party government. That tape has also been unearthed by Delhi police. What is Punjab police doing? Is sleeping?
Let Mr. Grewal respond. Mr. Grewal respond to what Jangveer Singh is saying, that all the arrests that have happened so far in the Sidhu Moose Wala case have been by the special cell of the Delhi police. The Punjab police have done nothing.
Jacob, I would like to correct Mr. Jangveer here. Of course, we are not running away from responsibility that there was a mistake on the part of the Punjab government and the police. But as I said, this is such an extensive network, and all these gangsters used in shooting were from the NCR area of Gujarat. And of course, Punjab police is cooperating with all police forces and the national police system to get to the bottom of the system. The Punjab police has unearthed huge networks wherein these gangsters were using to do all sorts of things in Punjab. Okay, it took us a while. Now we have the competent officers in place. We needed to get the right kind of people in place. Mr. Yadav, the new DGP, and Mr. Sidhu, the DGP prison, are hard at work to somehow break this network in which jails were used by criminals under political patronage to extend their network. And sir, I would just like to add one thing. Can anybody deny that both the successive Akali BJP and Congress governments have been patronizing gangsters of their own stock or not? It is an open secret in Punjab. And not that
Let me go across to Shafi Khan. No. There's a political thing about, whether the Akali BJP patronize gangsters, whether the Congress patronize gangsters. I don't want to get into that. I want to go to Shashi Kant and ask him a very simple question. Here is a man who is admitting as much on camera that he is the one who ordered the hit on Sidhu Moose Wala. There are as many as 3 Punjab police personnel who have confirmed that this is indeed the voice of Goldie Brar. The question, Mr. Shashikant, is what can the Punjab government do about it? Because here is a man who is seeking refuge in Canada. He is in Canada. Can he be extradited?
Certainly he can be extradited. There is a treaty between these 2 countries. But again, after having said this thing, I'll say that now Canada has been very, very reluctant to extradite this kind of persons back to India, because I know certain drug smugglers who are sitting in Canada, Canadian government is just sort of letting thing on and on. Yeah, and again, as far as voice is concerned, I also talked to some of my friends in the police and here in Delhi. They say, yeah, voice appears to be like him, but again, it has no evidential value to such time that a fresh or a sample specimen of this voice is not obtained and it is confirmed and cleared by the FSO. So again, now it's about time. I'm sure that the Punjab government should have moved the MEA if they have not done till now. to ensure that it's expedited. The extradition proceedings should start right now, whatever information is available. Don't delay on it, because any delay is going to be absolutely detrimental in this case.
But so far, Mr. Shashikant, there's been no extradition proceedings. There's been no order from the Punjab government to the centre asking for, red corner notice or the fact that there should be some kind of, lookout for Goldie Brar. There's nothing. So far, there's nothing.
They should have started. That's what I'm saying. They should have started now.
Okay.
Sure.
Let me go to Jayband Singh. He's a spokesperson of the Punjab BJP. The Aam Aadmi Party government is saying that this whole ecosystem was supported and patronized by first the Akali and BJP and then subsequently by the Congress. So you can't blame them. You need to give them 6 months to a year to clean up this system.
Thank you. I have a very simple answer to this poser of the Aam Aadmi Party, that if there were certain faults that were there in the Congress or in the Shromani Akali Dal BJP coalition, of which we were a very junior partner, then they have suffered heavily for it. They have been put away by the people, and now they should kindly stop talking about what has happened in the past. They have won the election on that ground. It is time for them to deliver. In the last 4 months, they have not been able to deliver anything, and I'm getting very tired of their spokesman coming every day on media and, giving an election-oriented speech regarding all the problems before. They have been over here for 4 months. Firstly, let us be very sure about the fact that somebody sitting in Canada has seen a weakness in the police setup in Punjab, and he has exploited it right under the nose of the Aam Aadmi Party when they had been in power for more than 2 months. How did this happen? And now that this weakness has been seen and the gangsters have already established that they can manipulate the Punjab police in this manner, you just imagine how much more of extortion they must be carrying out.
Okay.
And
okay,
how
give me
much
a moment,
people must be in
Jayband
trouble.
Singh, because I'm going to play out now part 3 of this Goldie Brar tapes. In this particular clip, you can hear Goldie Brar holding Sidhu Moose Wala accountable for what he feels was the reason for Deep Sidhu's death. Remember, Deep Sidhu was at the forefront of the farmer protests. He was against the farm laws that were brought in by the central government. He died in an accident just months before the Punjab election. Now, Goldie Brar holds Sidhu Moose Wala accountable for Deep Sidhu's death. I want to play out that portion.
ਉਸ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਦੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਵੀਰ ਮੇਰੇ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਗਮ 'ਚ ਡੁੱਬਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ, ਉਸੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਨੇ ਬਲਕਾਰ ਨਕੀਲੇ ਦਾ ਖਾੜਾ ਲਵਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਮਾਨਸੇ। ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਪੀ ਪੀ ਨੱਚਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਖਾੜੇ 'ਚ। ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਦਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਨਾਲ ਦੀਆਂ ਫੋਟੋਆਂ ਲਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ। ਸਭ ਨੇ ਵਿਰੋਧ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਸਭ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਸੀ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਗਾਲਾਂ ਕੱਢੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਤੂੰ ਐਂ ਕਰਦਾ, ਤੂੰ ਇਉਂ ਕਰਦਾ, ਪਰ ਲੋਕ ਹੁਣ ਭੁੱਲ ਗਏ। ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਲਵਾਇਆ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਾਂਗੇ। 2 ਕਰੋੜ ਰੁਪਏ ਦੀ ਆਫਰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਸੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵਿੱਕੀ ਮਿੱਡੂ ਖੇੜੇ ਤੇ ਮਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ, ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਸਹੁੰ ਖਾ ਲਿਓ ਵੀ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰੋਗੇ, ਪਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀਰ ਮੇਰੇ, ਖੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਣੀ ਸੀ। ਭਰਾ ਦੇ ਖੂਨ ਦਾ ਬਦਲਾ ਲਿਆ, ਸ਼ਰੇਆਮ ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਲਿਆ। ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਨਗੇ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ। ਜਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਮਿਹਨਤਾਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਸੀ ਉਨੀਆਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਸੀ ਉਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਹੀ ਗਿਆ, ਪਰ ਰਾਜੀਨਾਮਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਰਾਜੀਨਾਮਾ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿ ਗਈਆਂ ਸੀ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਦੱਸਣ ਵਾਲਿਓ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੌਮੀ ਯੋਧਾ ਦੱਸਣ ਵਾਲਿਓ, ਜੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਦੀ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੰਮੀ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਣੀ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਮਾੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੀ ਆ ਯਾਰ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਮਾੜਾ ਰਹਿਣ ਦਿਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ, ਕੋਈ ਦਿੱਕਤ ਨਹੀਂ।
Grewal, what this video seems to suggest is that for right reasons or wrong reasons, Goldie Brar seems to imagine in his head that Sidhu Moose Wala was actually celebrating the death of Deep Sidhu. Now, this could be complete illusion, complete hallucination, or it could be true. The fact is that he is saying that because Sidhu Moose Wala was celebrating Deep Sidhu's death, that's why the hit was ordered on him.
Mr. Jacob, these gangsters have a very skewed sense of reality, and obviously a person responsible for so many murders and extortion will obviously try to justify all their misdeeds in one way or the other. Now, first of all, a red corner notice has been issued a long time back by the Punjab government, and now it's for the NEA to start the extradition proceedings. If you remember, there was a bit of a controversy about the date of the red corner notice as well. Having said that, this Goldie Brar is trying to justify and cover up their gang-related activities under perceived the issues. Mr. Sidhu Moose was related with the Akali Dal. And the people of Punjab, it's not just the party who have suffered because of their misdeeds. The people of Punjab have suffered, and we have been pushed into this kind of this very bad situation where the youth are somehow hero worshipping these people, where it should not be the case. And as far as the Punjab police is
Mr.
concerned,
Grewal, sir, a simple question. What are you doing to bring this man back from Canada and face justice for the alleged murder of Sidhu Moose Wala?
Sir, the Punjab police has done everything that is required. A red corner notice has been issued by the Punjab police a long time back. Now, we have requested the MEA to start extradition proceedings. Now it's for the central government to do so.
Okay.
As far as the rest of the network in Punjab is concerned, I'm sure we're going after the hammer and tongs, and it will be exposed very soon.
Okay, Jangveer Singh, the fact is that no state government can bring back the extradition of somebody who is sitting in the confines of Canada. Mr. Grewal is saying that the AAP government has, moved this thing before the MEA. It's up to the central government now to petition the Canadian authorities to bring back Goldie Brar.
Of course, that is true, but the issue is not that. Issue is what has the Punjab government been doing since the murder of Sidhu Moose Wala. The government has failed, first to arrest the shooters. It has failed to, point out the lapses in its own police force as well as political leadership. It has failed, to take any action against law, the gangster culture in Punjab till now.
Mm-hmm.
We have only been, seeing photo ops of, Lawrence Bishnoi being taken here, there. One police is taking his, remand, and the other police Thana is taking his remand. But nothing conclusive has come out.
No, but Mr. Jangveer Singh, what the Aam Aadmi Party government is saying is this is part of an entire clique that was promoted by the Akali Dal BJP and by the Congress when you guys were in power.
See, you can say anything you wish, but what have you done? Is anyone stopping them from, arresting gangsters in Punjab?
Okay.
Is anyone stopping them from taking remands to arrest gangsters of Punjab in any other state in India? But no, they want to indulge in propaganda. They want to, keep Kejriwal happy. They want to go and arrest Tejinder Bagga. They want to go and arrest Kumar Vishwas. You see the priority of this government. It wants to arrest people who are speaking against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal.
Okay. Mr. Grewal, quick response, 30 seconds. I've got to wrap up after that. Yes, your priorities are all misplaced. That's what the Akali Dal is saying. Yeah. Mr. Grewal, only Mr. Grewal, please. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
The numbers speak for themselves. Over 700 arrests have been made. There have been record number of cases listed as far as ransoms are concerned. Earlier, people were even, ransom calls are concerned. Earlier, people were even afraid to report them. And we are going after these networks, and these nexuses will be broken, sir. That is the promise Mr. Bhagwant Mann has given the people of Punjab, and we intend to fulfill that.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thanks very much, Mr. Grewal, Mr. Jangveer Singh, Mr. Shashikant, and of course, Jaban Singh also for joining us with their perspectives into what's going on in this exclusive video that's been procured by the News 18 network. Let's now shift focus to Sri Lanka, where Gotabaya Rajapaksa is no longer the president of the crisis-hit island nation, and now Ranil Wickremesinghe has been sworn in as the interim president. He gets to keep that post for the next 30 days. The speaker has said that nominations for the president's post will now be called on the 19th of July, and that elections for the next president will take place on the 20th. The main contenders are current Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, he's the interim president, also opposition leader Sajith Premadasa, along with a few others. All MPs are likely to attend the parliament session tomorrow and discuss the future arrangements of leadership within the island nation. Meanwhile, a UK MP, E.D. Davey, has called for an international arrest warrant against Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
It has been accepted, his resignation?
Yes.
And what's next? When will be the parliament
The
session?
legal process will follow. No questions.
And who will be the president?
Yes, please. No questions,
Any ballots will start, sir?
Yes.
When, sir?
Members will use their own.
So are you inviting the members to come and...
Yes, I have invited.
When, sir, when?
Tomorrow.
This horrible, appalling situation for the people of Sri Lanka has been brought about by the corruption of the Rajapaksa government, their populist unfunded tax cuts, their skyrocketing defence expenditure, their draconian police powers, and the cronyism corruption like we've rarely ever seen. And therefore, can I urge the Minister to work with international partners for a full economic and political solution to support the Democrats in Sri Lanka? Can we start with an economic package with the IMF and others so we can give immediate support? But can that be followed and included with a political package which includes an international arrest warrant for President Rajapaksa and his cronies?
All right, we've got some breaking news coming in from Sri Lanka. Ranil Wickremesinghe has made some new decisions as acting president. The use of the word His Excellency to introduce the president is officially now prohibited. This is a British-era colonial law that's been now circumscribed by the current president, the acting president, the interim president, that is Ranil Wickremesinghe. Also, the presidential flag, that as a symbolism will be abolished. So these are the two decisions that have been taken by Ranil Wickremesinghe. I'm not sure how much this will fly with the protesters, the Aragalaya at the presidential secretariat. Purnima Murli is now joining us. Purnima, the question is, are the protesters going to accept Ranil Wickremesinghe as the interim/acting president for the next 1 month, and whoever the consensus candidate in parliament is as the next prime minister?
The protesters say that while it's a historic moment for them as Gotabaya's ratification has been accepted, they feel that Ranil Wickremesinghe could well be the president for the remaining tenure, considering that the ruling party has the majority and they could well nominate Ranil as a front runner for the president's post. Therefore, they say that protests here will continue till Ranil resigns, and they will also wait for the 20th to see who the next president could be and then take the next course of decision. But at the moment, they say that there should be an interim government where all parties are actively involved in making decisions, and that should not have Ranil Wickremesinghe. But at the moment, they are just waiting and watching to see what happens next and whether Ranil will be made the president for the remaining tenure with the support of the parliamentarians from the ruling party.
All right, Purnima, we'll leave it at that. Thanks very much. Purnima Murli there, reporting for us from Colombo tonight. That's a wrap of Viewpoint. In a moment, Akanksha will be joining you with the biggest exclusive tonight. Thank you for your time. Lawrence Bishnoi, operating from inside the Tihar jail with impunity, had no qualms ordering multiple hits on Salman Khan.
The sculptor himself, the main man behind this, is saying that there is actually no difference.
Drugs to try and fund their terror operations and to also try and radicalize young, impressionable minds while confining them to the throes of drug addiction.
What is becoming increasingly worrying and problematic is that issues related to education is becoming so polarizing.